What's going on, everybody? Bear with me. I've got something I need to do before I can actually officially start the live stream. But what you can watch is Ginny Barncat trying to rip open a bag of catnip because I knew that she'd be a little chaotic tonight. And so I wanted to give her an activity. And so you guys can watch Ginny while I get this one extra special thing said. Hang on. Bear with me. Sorry. This is a very special farm meeting. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. All right, Ginny, you can hang out with that. I knew Ginny was going to drive me nuts tonight if I didn't give her some sort of thing to play with or activity. And so she got like a little woolen pressed felt cat mat, and she's got some catnip, and hopefully she'll have so much fun and enjoy herself so much that she will be in wonderful behavior. That's what I'm hoping for. Good behavior. Hang on, I'm just trying to fix my background because actually, yeah, special note. We do have a brand new Ginny Barncat t-shirt available. I'll drop some links in a little bit. But yeah, that's there. Thank you, by the way, to everybody who was on the previous live stream and you have come to join us here over on what I'll call like the regular live stream. Hang on. Oh, there you go. That's regular live stream. We also, as you'll notice, I have some very, very special visitors, which I think is always very, very exciting to have. Oop, no, wait. Hold on. Hang on. All right. I'm trying to make it so that they're big and I'm small. All right, that's good enough. But yeah, welcome to the farm meeting. This is our monthly time to hang out and catch up, and I can fill you in on all the things that I typically don't have time to talk about in regular videos. It's really cool to see everybody. I feel like I've been talking to a lot of you already over the last couple of days because next door, just actually right behind me, behind this wall, we've been hatching out goslings. The Gosling hatch is going okay. Hey, Christina, what's going on? Good to see you. And things are going well. What's going on, Nest Homestead? And so yeah, we'll go in. We'll check in with them. As you guys can see, there's actually Gosling activity here on the screen even as we speak. And you bear with me for a second. I might be able to. It up so that I can do this good split screen, and I think I'm having a little bit of trouble right now. Hang on, bear with me. Sorry, this is what's hard about doing all this with yourself. I know that sounds like an excuse. No, why is it tiny? Make them big. Make them big. Oh, all right. I love the commentary. Yeah, you guys will notice I have like, every time I have an idea, I just kind of riff off something really quick. Like, just inner monologues of Goslings as they're going. Honky Kong is kind of the ruler of the Goslings because Honky Kong was the first to hatch. So yeah, all right. Sorry, I'm so out of my element right now that it's hard for me in my ADHD to focus because there's like so many things going on at once. I want to like tell you guys about them all at once, and I'm sure it's probably very annoying to watch. So apologies. Yeah. What else can I tell you? As always, if you want to put comments or questions down there, I will do my best and try to answer as many as I can. But just know that usually what happens is I fall behind on the questions, and eventually you'll start asking questions and I'm not even seeing them yet. And so just be understanding and also be please very, very kind if my mods join. They might not join because there's been so much live streaming. I know some of them almost have been burnt out by it, but we'll do our best here tonight. So Noob Phobo asks, is 26 okay? So the answer is every time I do Gosling hatches, this has happened every single time. This is probably, I don't know, maybe the 20th time or so, if I'm going to guess, maybe like somewhere between 16 and 20, I can guarantee you. And with the hatch, there's always a Gosling or two that gets stuck because goose eggs, they are hard as heck. Like you would not believe how hard a goose egg is. And they're trying to press their way out, and you can see 26 actually on the screen here. They are partially out, but they're not all the way out. And really what I wanted to try to do is find a way for them to kind of find their way out. But I don't know. It's not looking great for them. And so what'll probably happen is I will tomorrow morning do an assisted hatch if they don't actually make their way out, and try to help them. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my little background. So yeah, like this is a new addition here. I've actually been shooting a couple of videos with this, but yeah, it's like I basically just took a piece of plywood and painted it green. like it's nothing special, but it lets me put like little graphics up. So yeah, but so 26 I think is okay. I'm hoping I can help it out tomorrow morning and it goes on well. But I will say that more than half of the Goslings that I do assisted hatches with are basically, they will die within the first week. And it's just usually because if they can't hatch themselves, they're usually just too weak. That has been my experience. So there will be probably a little bit of sadness because I have two, both number 26 and number 27. And number 27 is in the second incubator. Like, oh wait, did somebody get out? Is there a new one out in? Oh gosh, guys, I'm gonna go into the other room and we're going to check this out because I think we might have had another Gosling hash. All right, I'm back. Nope. Okay, it's just the one lone Gosling in the second brooder. Here's 27 that I was talking about. So both 26 and 27, I'm a little bit worried about whether or not they're going to be able to get themselves out. And so I might have to help them tomorrow morning. But I don't want to open the incubator yet because I want to keep the humidity levels consistent and avoid like shrink wrapping them or hurting them. And they can survive for up to 3 days like this. And so I will, first thing tomorrow morning, if they're not out, I will help them out. And hopefully it'll have a happy ending. We'll see. Give like whoa. Try to give you guys a nice wide viewpoint so you can actually move. I think that's Honky Kong right there in the front. Look at this one. This is, I think, the prettiest Gosling that I've got. It's a Toulouse mix that you see right there. Not saying that you're not pretty, Honky Kong, or any of the other ones. I mean, they're all pretty adorable. They're like little baby dinosaurs, and they grow up to be dragons. All right, I'll be back in the other room. So yeah, like I don't know how well the hatch is going to go, but we'll see. All right, just Dave, who's been hanging out in the live stream, has the question. First question, to quote John Dutton. Who's John? I don't know who John Dutton is. We don't sell beef, we sell cattle. Is there a big price difference between seeking the cow or selling beef? I mean, I guess I sell beef. I don't sell the cow for the most part. Sometimes I will probably actually have to sell a couple of calves this year because I know I won't be able to hold all of them. It just won't make sense, and I'm going to grow too big too fast. And so I will probably sell a couple of animals this year, but I actually find the profitability is significantly higher if you sell the beef. And so I guess whoever this John Dutton guy is, not that, I mean, look, different people have different business models. If you're working on different scales, it probably makes sense. But for me and what I do here, it makes more sense to sell beef. Dean says, Morgan, I don't want a trauma dump, so I won't. Just wanted to let you know that these streams. Oh, well, Dean, I am so happy to hear that. By the way, and I want to hear feedback in the chat, so let me know about this. I am considering, because this has actually gone very well doing the hatching live stream, I am considering doing a Gosling live stream where I basically, for the first couple of days when I'm going to just keep them in this room. When they're in there, I will put up a camera and you can watch their brooder and you can watch them just kind of run around and play and be cute little goslings. I don't know. Is that something you guys would be interested in, or once the hatch is over, you're kind of done with it? I don't know. Let me know. Oh, Texas roast. Oh, Texas roast. Yeah, this has been a heck of a day. And I checked actually on the bees a couple of days ago. I'll tell you about what made this a heck of a day later. But what actually happened? Oh, no. Is yeah, Jeannie's causing chaos. But she does seem to like this gnat and catnip situation, so she might be more chill than she usually is. So to answer your question, the bees, I think I've had 3 hives die over the winter. I wasn't thinking they would be, but I think I only have 1 active hive right now. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, that is to answer your question, Texas Roast. Aw, thank you, Christina. I really always love your support. Thanks. Tuxedo Jericho over on Twitch. By the way, you guys, I'm now on Twitch, and I will be doing more stuff on Twitch, and some stuff will actually end up being exclusive to Twitch. So I don't know if anybody's is it a Twitcher, tweaker? I don't know what it is. If you're over on Twitch, you'll be able to find us more regularly. Yes, I diagnose, take medication for it, have been for probably just about 20 years. Yeah, but I do have ADHD, and by this time in the day, my ADHD medication has worn off. And particularly when I have so much stimuli going on right now between, all of the questions firing through on the chat, trying to talk to you guys, trying to like produce and manage the stream, Ginny going crazy, curious about the Goslings. This is a tough one for me, admittedly. But I'm also going to say I'm having a blast. I've been having a blast doing the live stream because I didn't think I was going to like to do that either. But it's been so much fun, like everything from like making like the little commentary crawls that you're seeing down below to being able to just talk and hang out with you guys at random times. And like, just as I'm doing stuff around the farm, to have a place where I can pop in, say hey, check on things, and then kind of go back to work and doing stuff. It's been great. And I didn't expect to like it as much as I have the last couple of days. And so, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me for these. All right, I'm going to keep answering questions. How many Goslings are you hoping to hatch this year? For the year, I don't know. It's a little too soon to say. For this class, so the ones that are hatching right now, because I'm going to have 4 more classes, or 1, 2, 3, 4. There will be 4 classes of 5 total classes of goslings, 4 more. I'm hoping for 50%. That's kind of been my hatching rate goal. It's looking much lower. Like I have, I think 5 out right now out of 30 eggs. So that is much lower, but it's also much better than I was last year. The couple of things I'll say, and I'm actually going to shoot a video for YouTube tomorrow about this. But when I look at what's going on and what did I improve, I know for a fact that inside that room has consistently stayed between the lowest it ever got was 68 degrees. The highest it ever got was 80 degrees. And so it's been very consistent temp inside that room, relatively speaking. And the incubator has been like spot on, dead between 99.5 and maybe sometimes creeping up to 99.6. And then the humidity has consistently, the entire hatch period, been between 50% and 60%. I'm turning the eggs. I am resting the eggs and like letting them cool once a day. And so I am doing pretty much kind of everything I can. And so I'm starting to think I might actually have more of a goose fertility problem. And if that, I gotta kind of go back to the drawing board and see what's going on. But right now it is looking like, from a hatching perspective, I couldn't be doing anything any better. I've put so much effort into that this year, and even leading up to this year. What do I think of my new title, local documentation? I mean, I think it's cute. Michelle, who is a wonderful person, a friend of mine here in town, she had mentioned that in that article, and it was just funny. I was ribbing her when I kind of made fun of it when I was shooting that video the other week. Yeah. So Alfred hasn't put up any fences. Alfred was actually clearing the path so I can put up fences. I've started to do things like mark the corner posts and set where everything's going to go. I need to start doing that, but I've got some other farm things that are going on right now. Specifically today, or actually over the last 24 hours, here's something I have not talked about in anything publicly lit. Like I haven't mentioned this on the live streams, but what happened was I actually had a problem where Macho Man Randy Savage, our farm's bull, escaped because several of my cows have now gone into heat, especially now that they're more than a month out after they gave birth. And I've got a couple of cattle or a couple of heifers that are open that I left open intentionally. And so he got very randy and he broke through the panels yesterday evening. And like it was like around 7:30 or so, I was going out to do night chores when I noticed that this had happened. And it was easy to catch him. And then I was able to lead him up to the upper pasture. And so he was in the upper pasture. And so this morning I went through a mad dash and fixed and turned on all my summer water for the year and fixed all my water lines and basically let Macho Man and I brought Joey Ramone up there too. And so now both of the boys are in the upper pasture. I'll probably try to wait another week or two before I move the girls up there. And I'm basically setting them at opposite sides of the field. And there's going to be 3, maybe 4 fences between them. And so the plan will be to keep the boys on one side, the girls on the other. And then late June, I will move everybody together. And that's when we'll do our breeding season again. The reason I don't want to do the breeding season right now or start anything right now is because even if I were to connect them, I think from today, it would be the second week of February would be when the first calves would be born, which is not a good time to have calves here in northern Vermont. And so that is the reason why I will keep them separated for probably another 5-6 weeks, 6 weeks or so. And then I'll put everybody together and we'll go from there. The goats have not escaped once. The goats have been doing wonderful, and I am super appreciative of them. And the goat stuff is going good. Yeah, I've got to fix it. There's a whole domain redirect thing that I screwed up, and I got to fix that. No comment. What's with 27? Why are we all focused on? Okay, so a couple of things to know that there's been a little bit of a for all of us hanging out on the egg hatching live stream. We've all started to name various eggs. And so you'll notice a lot of those eggs, or actually all the eggs have numbers. and I will do this again next time too, but I number the eggs just in the order that I collect them. It's just another data point when I'm going to go back and look to say, well, what happened? Like what went wrong? If I notice that all the later eggs hatched well, but all the early eggs didn't, then that will tell me that there's a problem with how I'm storing them. If the later eggs don't hatch, I'm going to guess it's probably a problem related to not letting them settle long enough. So when you hear people referring to numbers, that's what they're talking about. Even when you're looking at the little scrolls down below, that's basically like how we're identifying the various birds, and so that's what that means. Yeah, Rebecca, I am wicked proud of this green screen hack. Hang on, I'm going to show you guys what it actually looks like behind me, and so you can see just how well this works. You'll see it in the next Morgan Gold video that I put out. You'll actually see it in use, because this is actually a really good spot on the farm to shoot videos. I can light it really easily. It's got the nice backdrop. I've got a table right here so I can set up and have my notes and cameras and lights and everything. And so, yeah, I'm a huge fan of using this, and yeah, I will continue to use this over here. But yeah, it is this, I spent like $10, $12 at the hardware store on paint, and just found a piece of scrap plywood I had kicking around in the barn, and just, it was the cheapest, easiest way to go. Yes, goose yoga is going on as we speak. Morgan, what generation are you? So I actually am, like, it depends on how you're defining the generation. So I was born in 1980. That makes me 45 years old right now. That is either the youngest possible year to be in Generation X or the oldest possible year to be a millennial. And so, like, I am like right in between those. There's actually a label that sometimes gets thrown out there for people between, I think it's like 1978 and 1982, of Zennial, which is exactly what I am. I'm like, you know, right dead in the middle of that. And essentially, I'm somebody who grew up, like, when I was a kid, my dad had computers, but there wasn't really an internet. I saw the internet come alive. Well, I first got on like Prodigy and then American Online, like in the early 90s, like 1990, 1991, somewhere around there. When I was a teenager, I would go on what is known as, and by the way, Veilcat, given that you're Gen Alpha, this is going to sound like ancient, but we used to use modems to call other people's computers, and there were these things called bulletin boards where you could like post messages and talk to people, and like it was kind of like the internet, but it was just like one computer calling somebody else's computer at their house. It was a very weird thing. I will probably end up making a video essay on it one day, but yeah, so I don't know. What would you guys say I am? Am I more like a millennial or more like Gen X? But I fall like in between those. Which aggressively friendly barn cat? Oh, that's Ginny. So yeah, Ginny is the aggressively friendly barn cat. She's the one with the aggressively friendly barn cat T-shirt, which is available for sale. And yeah, that is Ginny that you see popping up around here. And so yeah, she's just kind of hanging out with me. She, you know, Lil Barncat, who's usually my sidekick for these videos, she's actually inside. She's probably waiting for Allison to get home. Allison has Allison has, I don't know if Allison wants me to, yeah, she pretty good. Allison has like a pottery class every Wednesday night, so Allison's out at that. She'll be home in probably just a little bit, and then Lil's gonna hang out with her until I get inside. So yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna have Ginny sightings all over the place, you guys. Ginny is going to be the attention hog of this live stream tonight. Oh, so yeah, so what's happening is, and I'll go to some of the older ones. Like I've been like putting these things out over the last like 3 days, where it's just like inner monologues of goslings, and so they're referring to each other as numbers. So that's what all of that means. Yeah, Honky Kong is bigger, faster, and stronger. Nest. It's the first member of this newest class of goslings, and apparently it's going to be the leader. I think maybe. I actually will probably sell a couple. I have a couple people who want to buy Goslings from me. If anybody wants them and you're in the northern Vermont area, you can email me, goldshawfarm@gmail.com, and I can sell them to you too. They go for $30 a piece. John Dutton is a fictional character. Oh, the Yellowstone dude. Oh yeah, I think I watched like 5 minutes of Yellowstone, and I was like, I'm not down. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult you, particularly you, Dave, if it's like one of your favorite shows. I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. I was not feeling it. Will you let the calves be with mommy? Yeah. So the calves will be with their moms until probably around September, October. I will separate them for a couple of weeks, not far, but basically just separate them with a fence so that they can be weaned off of their moms. And then I will put them back with their moms when I pull my bull. So when I pull Macho Man away from the herd, they will be separated from their they will be then put back with their moms, and they'll spend the whole winter with their moms. And then next spring, basically like right around this time, I will separate them out again and just keep them in the other herd. Just like I've been doing with like this year, Betty Rubble, Betty White, Belle, and Bucky the Vampire Slayer are going to be separated from the herd when I get the bull in with everybody, and they're going to be held in the lower pasture, and that will keep them from getting pregnant this year. That gives them just a year to grow and develop. And then they won't ever actually get put with Macho Man because they're going to be part of this second herd that I'm going to be managing, and that herd's going to be bred with AI just to get, different genetics into the herd. I'm hearing, yes, Gosling live stream. Yes. Hell yeah. Yes, Gosling. I need a Gosling feed. Yes. Okay. All right. Then I will absolutely do it. It'll probably actually start tomorrow afternoon, maybe sooner. I don't know. We'll see. Like tomorrow, I have a plan of I'm probably do assisted hatches. I will probably pull out the like really vigorous Goslings that you're seeing here. And I will, basically make sure that those little guys that are really healthy here, they're going to be in that brooder. And so I don't know, I'll probably stop showing the eggs because it's going to be less interesting, and focus on just showing the live Goslings, eating, drinking water, sleeping, being Goslings. Allison, like one of Allison's favorite things to do with Goslings is to let them just like hang out with the Gosling, or I'm sorry, not let them hang, like feed them dandelion greens, and so she'll be able to do that. All right, so it's a resounding yes to the Gosling live stream. So that will start sometime tomorrow. I don't want to make any promises of exactly when, but it'll basically be when you see the goose hatching live streams end, that will mean the start of the Gosling live streams. Free serotonin. I like how you said that, Francois. Try the stream and see how. I like the streams because people can come in and out as they need. Yeah, I mean that's actually what I found too. Like I can just kind of come in and out. You guys can kind of come in and come out, and it just is like sort of like a nice, fun like community space, and like just a way to like stop and take a breath. Not tweak. Yeah, I know. And no, it's not a tweaker. I just like it was like the word that popped into my head. You're 100% right. Hey, Danny, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Hope your goats are doing good. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be on there. I like. Here's what so you guys might be saying, well, what are you going to do on Twitch? What I will probably start doing on Twitch, I might be doing more just like talking to people, and like some of the interviews I'm going to be doing for videos, I might actually just live stream that on Twitch. The problem with doing that on YouTube or Facebook is like they kind of ding you in terms of your analytics and what happens with the algorithms. And so that's why I don't do it there. But I might start using my Twitch channel for that space where like you can see me having conversations with like my friend Jess, or, I got to interview somebody about doing a video about zines. And when I interview my friend Alex, I'll probably talk to him over Twitch. And yeah, that'll be how it goes. I love Jeannie Barncat too, and she's wonderful. I have, and actually, I'm very open to it. And so, if somebody's out there and in New England and is interested in trading heifers, in particular, I would be very interested in that. And so, get in touch with me. It's just goldshawfarm@gmail. And yeah, I would be totally interested in trading with folks in the area who have good quality heifer calves, and it would be nice to actually keep adding to that herd as well. Hey, Nest Totem. Wow, I'm seeing Nest Homestead in 2 places. So what you guys will notice is you'll see some people have Poochie didn't like Tweaker. Some people have like the purple icon. Some people have the red icon. These are the questions coming in from YouTube. The purple ones are coming in from Twitch. You'll see the blue ones come in from Facebook. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Homestead Jude, that really makes my day. And I'm actually going to share a link here. Bear with me. I just want to let people know. So I put out a video a couple of weeks ago. It didn't do all that well, but I am like wicked proud of it. It is a video about shame and why I think our society actually needs more shame. And it's like, it kind of talks about some politics stuff. It kind of talks about some things related to hang on a sec. There it goes. It talks about some politics stuff. It talks about the TV show Adolescence, and the idea behind it is like, I actually think that the world needs more shame, and so that is what the whole video is about. It's a pretty in-depth video. It does get political, but it's actually not about grinding axes. It's about seeing how folks like Donald Trump or Joe Biden have acted with a whole heck of a lot of lack of shame, and it's at the source of a lot of our problems. And so that is what the video is about. If you'd like to see it, I'm going to drop a link in the hang on a sec. If you'd like to see it, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. I'm actually very proud of it. I think it's actually one of the better videos I've ever made. And so Homestead Jude, I really want to just say thank you for saying that. It feels very good to hear somebody say that. So thank you. Yeah, I'm talking about Joseph McCarthy and Joseph Welch. It goes pretty in depth. And yeah, all I can say is I'm proud of it. And yeah, I shot that in this barn as well. So yeah. All right. More questions. There we go. So my concerta gave out. Yeah, see, yeah, like that's exactly it. Like I find that, when I take it first thing in the morning, I'm like, particularly all morning, I am hyper focused. That is when I get crap done. But then by like dinner time, that's usually when it kind of peters out, and I lose some of that more momentum. And it's okay. I think it's actually good. I think I'm actually a much more sociable person when I'm not on my ADHD meds versus like when I'm on it. I'm so hyper focused on doing stuff that I'm not as sociable. Like my wife doesn't love it. Like she can always tell, and she's just like, I'll talk to you later tonight. Like and it is so rooted in that. Hey, Lord Samify is going in there. Wow, I actually might even get certified, or I don't know what they call it on Twitch, but that'd be kind of cool. So yeah. All right, so Laney Pants asks, Morgan, will we see any Piggly Wigglies this year? And the answer is no. I am not going to be adding pigs this year. The reason for it is really number one, I've got so many other things going on and so many other projects. And in particular, I'm going to be doing more stuff with the goats that I want to give myself the space and time to do that and not be overwhelmed with too many things going on. I'm also doing some more stuff with the cattle, and I'm going to be trying to do some more stuff with like making the farm run efficiently. And if I'm having to deal with pigs on top of everything else, it just becomes a time grab. And I just have to balance things. And so I will have pigs again someday. No doubt about it. Unquestionably, there will be pigs here on the farm, but it won't be in 2025. I will admit too, like if I'm ranking animals, pigs are at the bottom of my list of the animals that I've had on the farm. Just not that they're bad. They actually have a very important purpose, and I think they have a lot of value, but they are they are basically like, I don't know, they're just not. I just don't feel. I love the goats way more than I love the pigs. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. That's really what it comes down to. uh, Okay, I really hope you keep Honky Kong so I can watch it grow up. What is the possibility? I would say that there is you know what? I will keep, just because I know everybody from the live stream is really attached to Honky Kong, I will set them aside. I will not sell them as a Gosling, and I will keep them and raise them up and see how they develop, whether they're male or female. And if they develop well, they'll probably add them to the breeding flock. So we'll see. They hatched really well, which is a good genetic marker. So yeah. All right. Dina Perlman says, "Are you saying that very lightly crack the shells of number 26 might hurt its chances?" So yes, if you do it at the wrong time and in the wrong way. So when a gosling is hatching inside of an egg, it basically has an umbilical cord and membranes hooked and connected to the shell. And as it gets ready to hatch, it like disconnects itself and breaks free. When you assist the hatch, you're essentially helping break that connection. But if you do it too aggressively and you break the membrane or you break open the umbilical cord, you can kill the gosling almost instantly. The other thing that happens is, even if I just didn't even try to peel shell back, but I just tried to crack it a little bit, by opening up the incubator, you're taking that membrane and the humidity is going to drop significantly. Like it's going to go to, oh, I just had an idea. Hold on. I'll get to this in a second. But you can take the humidity and that will like shrink wrap the bird. So like it's like 75% humidity inside that incubator. If I take it out into a room like I have in there, that's like, I think it's like 38% humidity, what's going to happen is it just shrink wraps it and then it like can't move at all. And then that could kill it too. And so what I do is I will only assist the hatch after about 48 hours of it trying to get itself out and not having much success and not looking like it's making much progress. When it reaches that point, that's when I'm saying, look, it's probably going to die if I don't intervene. So let me try and see what I can do. When I've done that, I would say it probably only has like a 30 to 40% survival rate, because usually the goslings that can't hatch themselves are too weak to thrive. But it doesn't necessarily mean it won't. And I have plenty of geese that I've raised up to full adulthood that I had to assist the hatch too. And so it's like, it's a crapshoot. And, you know, for people who are expecting to see me hatch out or self-hatch or assist hatch some goslings tomorrow and hoping for a really happy story, let me give you the warning that it could go poorly. And it just, there's risk involved. It's like kind of any surgery. And so just know that. So I hope Dina answered your question. Hey, D. Sherman over on Facebook says, "Always a pleasure seeing your smiling face. Are the weird chickens in the new abode now?" Yes, you will actually see in the YouTube video that gets posted tomorrow. I don't know when it'll get posted on Facebook, probably the following week, D. You will actually see the weird chickens move back into their summer home. They're fully moved out. A couple days ago, I did like a deep clean and scrub of the Bruder, and so that's fully cleaned out, and it's just full of dry wood shavings now. So it's ready for those guys to move out there, and then that will be the home for all the goslings for it'll probably be about 2 months, because I'm going to wait until the goslings get to full size, and each class is going to continue to grow up in that Bruder. And so like each week that I have hatchings, they're going to just keep going out and getting added to that same flock. I've actually found they do pretty well when they're raised with some older brothers and sisters. And so that's what it'll do. Oh, well, I really appreciate you saying that, Karen. And by the way, Karen, as always, I really appreciate all the love and support you offer me on Blue Sky. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but like, I don't know, I think Karen is like a Blue Sky power user. And if you want to go see over on Blue Sky, I'm actually over there as well. So like, you know, I'm just, you know, trying out new little platforms. I like to keep doing it. You see like a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and, you know, I'll post memes and share links, and like any dumb joke that I have that doesn't fit into a video or anything else, you'll usually see me talking about those things. Oh, by the way, actually made a cameo in this video. So my buddy Johnny Wanzer made, it's a very Vermont-centric video, but it has relevance to the broader world. But yeah, I was in a cameo of that. But yeah, you'll find all sorts of interesting stuff. It's just look for Goldshaw Farm over on Blue Sky. I'm over there too. And so Karen's there. And so Karen, I just wanted to say thank you for that support. And I know what it's like to not be exactly normal when it comes to some of that stuff. Not to say that I have like significant issues, I don't think, but at the same time, yeah, I appreciate you saying that, and I really hope to always try to do that. Yeah, Colette. So here's the thing. Like, if you look in that brooder right now, all of those goslings that are in there that are fully hatched, I would be perfectly comfortable taking them out of the incubator and putting them into a brooder. But I have a couple more eggs in there. I think there's like 2 more eggs in there that pipped. And I want to give those goslings a chance to hatch and emerge too. And so that's why I'm going to wait until tomorrow morning before I take everybody out. Wait, I saw Alfred bought a pumpkin smasher at the Amish auction last. He did? I mean, I know he went to the Amish auction, so I'm gonna say 100% that is a verifiable fact, Misty. But I don't know. I gotta ask him about that. I was just talking to him. He was just over here yesterday. We were chatting. He didn't mention that. I gotta. He's actually probably keeping that a secret from me, if I had to guess. This giant pumpkin contest is going to be huge. And if you guys are looking for a time to come to Peacham, Vermont, it would not be a bad one to come right now. Like it's going to be October 16th, I think, is when the Great Pumpkin Festival is. No. So, and I'm actually, hey, and Jeannie, I am not going to be picking on you as I talk about this comment, but I've actually noticed a lot of people on the live stream commenting on feeling like the goslings are cramped in there. And that is not the purpose of the incubator. The incubator isn't to like give them lots of space to live. That's the purpose of the brooder. The incubator is just simply the place to hatch, dry off, and like get their wits about them before setting them out into the world. And so you don't want too big of an incubator. It can actually cause problems if you have say if I only had 2 eggs in that incubator, I mean, it'd be okay, I guess, but it would not be the best thing. And so just a notes comment. And so you don't necessarily want a ton of space is my personal opinion. I actually have an incubator that turns. So the incubators you guys see them in right now, these are just the incubators I use to hatch them. So like usually about 3 days before they're ready to hatch, I take them out of the big cabinet incubator. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go in the other room. I'm going to show you because I'm here. Hang on a sec. All right, let me show you what I mean. So this is the main incubator, and you can see there's like more classes of eggs. And actually, I think tomorrow I'm going to put in another batch of eggs in here. I'm just waiting for the incubator space over here. I guess I'm going to wait. I think I'm not going to put the final class of goslings in here until like Saturday is when these eggs on this shelf are due to go into lockdown. And so this does turn the eggs. So you'll see it see how it's on an angle? In about 75 minutes, it's going to do that. And then every 75 minutes, it just keeps going back and forth and back and forth. And so this incubator does turn. These incubators do turn as well. You can actually see. So like typically if I was hatching chicken eggs, I could hatch them very easily in these incubators. And when they're in there, they just hatch like that. And so they turn left, right, boom, boom. And so that's how they work. So this has a turning mechanism too. But when you have your goslings in lockdown, you don't want them. Hey, little one, you are adorable. I think this is the prettiest gosling. I know I've said that already tonight, but I do think it is. You don't want them to. Oh, you're so lonely over here in incubator number 2, little one. What was I saying? Oh, so when you're in lockdown, you don't want the eggs to try to like roll too much, because it actually makes it harder for them to get out, or can, because what they're trying to do when they're in lockdown, they're trying to orient themselves the best to like pop themselves out. And so that's worth considering. I actually had a thought. I might try to put some dividers in here to like keep them from rolling around as much as they do. But yeah, that's 26. This is 27. Those are the two that I'm expecting to have to help. I also found there's a couple more. Oh yeah, this one right here, I can't see the number on it, but you can see that that one's pipped, and this one is really moving a lot, 24. And so I'm expecting that one to maybe start hatching tomorrow as well. And yeah, we'll get these guys out of here. And then what I'm going to do is so if you're wondering about the Gosling live stream, I'll have some food, water, and wood chips in these. I think if I only have the 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this one. So right now I only have 6 Goslings. So I only have 6. I'll probably just put them all in one of these bins, and I'll use one of these. Let me show you this. So these heat plates are what I use to keep them warm. And so what happens is, like, I plug this in, and then the plate gets warm, and they can go underneath it almost like a mama bird. And it's a lot less fire risk than the heat lamps. And so I'll have one of these in there as well. Hang on a second. This is hard to do with one hand. Here, let me show you what this looks like. I mean, and again, imagine that there's wood chips on the bottom of this. But I like these bins because it makes it perfect size for, they can kind of go under there, and then I'll have food and water set up over here, and they have a little space to run around a little bit. And I'll have them spend like another day or two in here, because I think the advantage of doing that is it just gives them more time to be stronger. I've found that they survive a lot better if I give them just a tiny bit of space for the first couple of days. And then before that, I move them out to the bigger space over there outside. Like, you know, the building where the weird chickens were living, they'll be moving back into that space, or that'll turn back into a brooder. So yeah, if you're going to watch the overnight hatch, I probably am going to set it on these two guys right here, because you have 27 and you have this one over here that are the two most likely to hatch. Wait a minute. I think I just saw Honky Kong trying to open up this egg. Were you doing that? Is that Honky? I think that's Honky Kong. No, wait. Yeah, that is Honky Kong. That one is Honky Kong. I actually can tell based on their coloring. That's I've been paying attention to this, because once people started naming, I knew I was going to have to keep track. And so yeah, there we go. I usually wait until they're adults to name most of the birds, but yeah, why not? All right, I'm going to go back into the other room, but here.
And I'm back. Uh-oh, AJ, who had the other live stream? I'm curious. Do I make you Randy, Macho Man? Yeah, exactly. You know what, Ella, I don't have any plans to add emus. Like, I don't know, some of those exotic animals, like, I don't know, they don't quite do it for me. The biggest thing that I want to focus on is honestly trying to get better with the goats and figure some things out with goats, as well as just keep getting better with the cattle and keep maintaining the poultry stuff. Like, those are the big priorities I have for this year. Oh, hi Jen. Hi Ginny. Yeah, I think I do. I mean, I'm not all that focused on the money thing, but like, yeah, I guess it's kind of fun to be able to earn some money doing that stuff. But like the biggest thing, Ginny's like got her bum right in front of the light. But yeah, the biggest thing that I would call out is just that I'm having fun. It's a new, different platform. I always enjoy it. Like, you guys have seen me over the years, TikTok, Instagram. I'll come all over the place just because I have fun, like learning how these things work and then like trying to like make them work for me. What happened to the cross-billed duck? Okay, so and it actually wasn't a duck; it was a goose. So what was it, 2 years ago, or I think it was 3 years ago? I had a Gosling that hatched, and it had a condition known as scissor beak. Here, I'm gonna actually find you some videos and thumbnails because this is a much better story with pictures. Crooked bill goose Goldshaw farm. Yeah, when I have to look for something, I just Google my own video. All right, here we go. Present, share screen, crooked. There we go. There, we're gonna go look at this video. So, yeah, I had this goose that hatched that had kind of a crooked face or mouth. There she is, like right there, and it was hard for her because she wasn't exactly like, it was hard for her to eat and she needed special care. And I had concerns about her trying to grow up with the rest of the birds. And so I ended up giving her away to a friend of mine who lives here in Vermont. And oh, wow, look at that. Actually, here's a funny picture, right? So that is the barn that I'm in right now, but it looks quite different. So yeah, I guess that was the spring of 2023. And so anyway, she went to my friend's farm. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. And so she went to my friend's, actually more of a homestead. And she honestly has done really well. It's worked out great. Molly Murder Mittens. I miss her. And she's doing really good. And yeah, she's still there. She's still happy. She's still enjoying life. There's some sleeping dogs. Wait, I had some footage. Oh yeah, here it is. This is actually where she lives now. Wait, no, those are my pigs from a year ago. Sorry. I feel very bad watching a video while making a video. But anyway, so yes, she's doing good. Her name is Hayami or Hisami, yeah, which is the Japanese word for scissors. And the family that has them, they're the man in the relationship is Japanese, and so they felt like it was a kind of fun name, and it's actually very accurate. I can hear Allison coming home. She just pulled into the garage. Hey, what's going on, Martha? This is my first farming. We're watching your channel. Are you going to add any more different chickens to your flock? So yes, I will start hatching chickens. You will probably see them start to hatch in like late June, early July. So once I'm done with goose hatching season, I usually wait about 2 weeks before hatches so that I can free up the brooder space. But then I will let the chicken eggs hatch, and then I'll hatch out probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess about 50 chicken eggs or so. Yeah. Hey, Katrina, what's happening? Good to see you. Zennials represent. Gen X is 1965. Yeah, see, some people say that there's like two different places that say it, and some will say 1979 or 1980 is the 1979 is the last year of Gen X, and then 1980 is the start. Some people will say that 1981 is the start and 1980 is the last year of Gen X. And so it's like I said, I am born directly on the bubble. I mean, honestly, if you want to support the page, Odessa, share the videos. Sharing them with people is actually one of the best things you can do. If you want to buy our merch, like this merch, here, I will drop a link into the chat, and you can buy the Ginny Barncat Aggressively Friendly shirt, and you can have basically that graphic clinging to your chest, just like Ginny clings to my chest. So yeah. Yeah, I've heard Zennial's going to 83. We had comments like, yeah, like
So my cousin, who was born like in the early 70s, is about 10, a little less than, he's about 8 years older than me. He had like a Commodore, and I remember playing those games when I was like 5 or 6 years old and like being mesmerized by them. But then I think, I was about 6 or 7 years old when I got my first Nintendo, like that first year that like everybody was getting it for Christmas. So yeah. Okay, I'm Gen X according to astrology. All right. Okay, Katrina saying, all right. See, but I always thought of like Gen X as like just a little bit older than me. Like my cousin Polly, like he's Gen X. Like where it's like like I'm just always picturing like, I was still a kid, like, I was like, night like when Nevermind from Nirvana hit big, right? And like you think about movies like Reality Bites, I was like 12 or 13 years old. So I didn't feel like I was part of that generation necessarily. I was a little bit younger. See, early born millennial. Yeah, like I don't know. I think vibe wise, I'm a little bit more millennial-ish, but I don't know. It's again. Any word on the next stories told video with Morgan? Yeah, so I did shoot one. I have been editing it. The biggest thing is actually doing the animation because that just takes a lot of time. And admittedly, those videos come much less frequently in the summer months because I spend so much time just working on the farm this time of year. Like today, I got outside at about 6 o'clock and I have been going nonstop all the way up to this live stream, and I actually have some inside work I have to do just to get tomorrow's video ready for posting, for example. And so, honestly, it's just harder to find the time to do the work. That's why I focus on doing those types of videos a lot during the cold months when the farm chores are like an hour or two a day, and I can, I have a lot of time to do things like write, and I have times like make videos like that. By the way, there are a couple of other projects coming. So one, new book. It is not the Lil Barncat book, is going to be coming. And I think the official release date is March 9th, 2026. It might move a little bit here or there because of some things with my publisher, but it is going to be a different kind of book than the Toby Dog book. It's going to be a memoir. Well, memoir is maybe a little lofty. It is a whole bunch of farm stories, and it's roughly being called, I think it's going to be called Dirt Rich Living, the story of how I left the city for the farm. And it's just a whole bunch of different stories about the farm. The chapters are essentially organized by animal. So there's like a chapter about dogs. There's a chapter about Toby Dog. There's a chapter about Abby Dog. There's a chapter about Lil. There's a chapter about Pablo. There's a chapter about Molly and Ginny. There's a chapter about ducks, geese, cattle. There's chapters about trees. There's chapters about like me being really being unhappy in Washington, D.C. and why I ended up actually, wanting to start the farm. So it kind of goes through the whole story of how I ended up to where I am here today. And, but I tried to do it in a way where it's not like boring or like a biography, but it's more like me sitting down and telling you a story about, that animal and that part of the farm and bringing to life the details and like elements that come with it. And so the pre-sale, and this goes back to the question that I think Odessa asked a little bit ago. Ginny Barncat. I've been petting her, so I don't want to wipe with my hand, but my nose is itching like crazy. The pre-sale will be coming pretty soon, like in the next month, I think. And when that happens, if you guys want to help me out and support me, the best thing you can do is pre-order books. Because what that does is it tells the bookstores and like places like Amazon and Barnes and Noble that, oh, this is a book that people are really interested in, and it helps actually expand the opportunity for other people to find it too. And so honestly, if you could pre-order a book or two or give them as gifts or pre-order them so that you have them set aside for, Christmas 2026, which I know it sounds a little crazy, but like buying the book will be huge. That is like probably the number one thing, honestly, if I'm really thinking about it right now. It was internet, not just web. And now I'm officially old. Yes, H. Exactly. Hey, Drew, what's going on? Good to see you. Is Joey Ramone's second bad day coming up? Not
soon. I think I have it. It's I have a date set. It's like late September is when his bad day is coming. Second bad day. Because yes, while I strive typically to have only one bad day on the farm, Joey Ramone, when he got the snip, that was not a good day for him. So he'll have 2 bad days. I'm all Gen X. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily feel purely uh, uh, Gen X, but yes, Zennial is the term that I typically apply to it. So Mexart, we have 2 outdoor barn cats that you've seen Ginny all over the place tonight. Pablo, I don't know where Pablo is. I saw him skulking around here earlier, but he's actually probably annoyed that I'm up here. The barn cats actually each have their own barn. So this barn is actually Pablo's barn. The old barn is Ginny's barn. And Pablo's probably annoyed that I'm up here, to be really honest. Oops, before the internet was everything. I mean, yeah. Now I'm just getting what you're saying, but also I actually think it was funny the way you said it earlier because I kind of did the same thing. Okay, Morgan, did you one time at a theater during Minecraft movie during the chicken jockey scene, someone brought out a real chicken? I did not know that, Vilcat. That's kind of crazy. That's actually funny. I have not seen the Minecraft movie yet. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to. I might do like a showing of it in this barn with my nephews the next time they come up. I've actually got a setup now where I can drop down this it's really just a sheet, but I treat it like a movie screen, and then I have a projector, and we can just hang out and watch movies either outside on the barn or upstairs on the barn inside, and it's a lot of fun. All right, JNL saying, see, this is why I'm saying I don't feel like I'm spot on, and I agree with Rebecca in that I think I am a Zennial. Morgan, are you ever going to grow corn to feed your cattle? No, RJ, my cattle are entirely grass fed. So, they eat hay in the cold months and then they just graze in the warm months. I don't have any plans to do any sort of corn growth to feed them. I might do more hay growth. Who knows? I'm thinking about that a little bit, but harvesting that, but no plans whatsoever for corn. Dude, you're more like a 1977R than any of those others. What does that mean? What's it? A 1977R? I don't know. Wait, stuff is falling all over. Do you mean so Alco Chaser, do you mean those little yellow line? I don't know if you can see this, but on the screen, and I don't think it lets me. Now I can't highlight my cursor. You'll notice on the incubator that there's these little yellow lines and stuff. That's actually fluff from the goslings. So their fluff kind of blows off as they dry off, and then it gets shot up out of the thing. It's actually really gross, and I have to clean and scrub all of the incubators every single time I hatch, and it's always really hard to get off because it gets dried on there and it gets really crusty. It's gross. Yeah, see, SM Bain, I understand where you're coming from, and it feels like that would be a good thing to do, but it's actually not in the best interest of the goslings. Much like taking out the ones that have already hatched is not in their best interest. Taking out the shells is not in their best interest either, or at least not in the best interest of the ones that are still trying to hatch. And really the best thing you can do if you're ever hatching your own birds is to just never open the incubator until you're ready to pull them out and you think your hatch is done or pretty close to done. That is the best thing you can do. By the way, yeah, Ginny Barncat is back. Jen, here, why don't you come over here? Play with your catnip. Actually, yes, I have a big bag. This is Goldshaw Farm grown catnip. This is the last of my catnip. Here, Jen. Here, I'm going to give you guys a treat. You're going to like to watch this while I answer more questions. Trust me, this is going to be fun. Whoop. You can watch Ginny bliss out.
Come on, come bliss out. Come on. All right, I'm answering a couple more questions, and I'll bring the camera back. Hey, Karen's up in North and from Fredericksburg is such a great town. When I used to live in DC, Fredericksburg was maybe our favorite place to go for like a weekend day trip. It's awesome. Fredericksburg it rules. Update on the cow count and how many more expected. So we have had 6 calves this spring. I'm not even going to try to do the math. I think that puts me up to 24 head of cattle total. I'm expecting Annabelle still to calve, but she does not seem all that interested in calving. And so I don't know. I actually think and she was the cow that Macho Man was most attracted to yesterday. And so I actually have a theory that she might not be pregnant. She might have lost her baby somehow. Not that I've seen it or anything, and I would have if something had happened. But she might have miscarried over the winter, and I might not have seen that. Yeah, so I'm still expecting her. I don't think Amanda, I don't think Amelia are going to have calves. And yeah, that would be it. Those 3 are the only cattle that would potentially have more calves. And so I will probably move the girls out next week. All right. So D asked, what am I drinking here? And I'm going to set the camera back now. So D, I am actually drinking, it's like, it's water with electrolyte powder in it. Especially on days like this, I just like sweat like crazy, and I get like actually really bad cramps. And so I found that it's really just that I need more electrolytes. And so I've taken to on especially like hard farm work days, I will just drink a bunch of electrolytes, and it's good for me. He might. Well, definitely. I definitely want to do something with him. I don't know if it's okay for me to say this or not. Like it's hard because he doesn't have a car. He lives in Burlington, so he doesn't really need a car. And so I don't know if like it's harder to like for him to come out here. And usually like when we hang out, like I'll usually be when I'm in Burlington for something. But yeah, no, I mean, it'd be fun. I would love to have him out here, or like probably do like another podcast episode, or that would be like where one of those Twitch live streams pops up. But yeah, doing it with Johnny is a lot of fun. He is such a smart, good dude. I really, just enjoy being a friend of his. Like he's cool. And it was a lot of fun, by the way, doing that cameo for his video yesterday. Or the video that came out yesterday or 2 days ago. But yeah, whichever. Okay, which calves would I sell because you talked about it? So I got to admit, I had a pretty clear plan in my head this summer that I am now reconsidering, and I'd actually like your all collective feedback. So I was planning on selling the Charlet, and the reason being, I just don't like them as much. They are not nearly as docile. They can be a little bit more unpredictable. They eat way more hay than the Highlands, like relatively speaking, and so I was actually very much thinking that I was going to just sell all the Charlets and just have Highlands, and that was going to be my plan. But I don't know. You guys saw the video with Elvis Presley, the newest calf, the little bull calf that Astrid had. He is adorable. He might be the prettiest calf we have ever had on the farm, right? And he actually has a pretty big appearance in tomorrow's YouTube video. And like he's awesome. And it has me really thinking again about that plan, because I'm wondering, does that actually make sense given the fact that they are producing such great calves with Randy, and they look good. They're, at least just for Elvis, he's like wicked vibrant, doing good. And so, honestly, I don't know. I just don't know. I would definitely never sell him, but he will probably be raised for beef. Yeah. And so that has me thinking, well, if I'm not selling those, who do I sell? I will admit, Alice B. Tokless, who was
the young heifer who was Astrid's first daughter, who when we bought the 3 Charlet here, she is my least favorite bovine on the farm. She is a pain in the butt. She is stubborn. She is wild. I can't control her even remotely. I can't bucket train her. She's a nightmare. Like Astrid and Amelia, I've actually figured out how to work with, and it's not too bad. But Alaspi Toklas is awful. And so I would actually say that there's a high probability, regardless of what my plans are related to the Charlet, that she is like the first cow sold or heifer sold. I'm going to get her bred because I think she'll have more value if she's bred. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of hers. Excuse me. Beyond that, I don't know. I don't want to say anything, and I gotta really think more about it. Is the honest answer to your question, Lord Samify? Dude, you're more. I will admit, I am kind. I mean, you know, like I'm married, so I'm not exactly a loner, but like I enjoy. I am an introvert for sure. I enjoy my alone time a lot. So that is definitely true. I'm not sure if I'd actually be a loner, but yeah. Do you want more steers or heifers this year? Do you have a date for Joey? Yeah, like I said, late September for Joey. I now have 2 steers. So Meatloaf and Elvis Presley will be steers, and I will raise both of them up for beef is my plan. No, I don't want. I have no plans to raise quail. It just, I don't know. They're just not the birds for me. I don't want to get into it. Honestly, if you guys are interested in quail, the person you should check out in their YouTube channel, you should check out, she just knows so much on the topic, is our moderator, Katrina from So and Tear. And, you know, she is like a quail. I think she even has like a quail course. If you're interested in quail content, you should check out Katrina. All right, Zoe Burnham. I want to say Zoe Burnham. I will not sell Honky Kong. Honky Kong is going to stick at least for the summer. Sue, 26 has not hatched yet, so we are still waiting on them. All right, why do I need Veilcat? Why should I name him Taylor Swift? I'm curious. Yeah, so you know, when I lost those 2 calves last year, when we did the necropsy on one of them, it came back that probably the most likely culprit was they had very low selenium levels. For all of the calves now, you know, within the first 12 hours when they've each been born, no more than 24 hours, I've given them all a selenium booster. It's a BOSI shot, so it's like I think it's vitamin E and selenium. And that has really helped, and they all seem very healthy right now. And, you know, knock on wood, I have not had any of the issues from last year. I think that catnip, no, there's no catnip on the incubator. The catnip, you can actually see it. You can actually see the catnip in action here. Oop, wrong direction. Sorry. The camera's not in mirror view. The catnip is over here. The catnip is being consumed by Ginny Barncat. That is where the catnip is. There's no catnip in the incubator room. Elko Chaser, which is a very funny name. I'm curious. What's the origin of Elko Chaser? What does that mean? I'm always actually curious about most people's like screen names. Like, how do you end up with that name? I mean, I think we all like have this situation where it's like we try to come up with a name because we're just asked on the spot, and then like we say something and then we're stuck with it, and it's kind of frustrating. I don't know. That's my experience. Hold on, I'm trying to fix the Ginny graphic. So my camera, like I could move my camera just like incrementally, and I'm trying. It's not going to exactly the spot I want. Oh well. All right. Yeah, so Laney Pants is 100% right. So the stuff that you see on top of the incubator in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, that is fluff from the Goslings. So you see that like soft downy fuzz that's on them? That's just getting blown by the incubator, and there's like a little air hole. You can actually see it. It's like that gray half circle on the top. That it's just getting blown out of that thing because there's like fans with the incubator to distribute the heat, and that's all that is. Oh, yeah. By the way, this video is a fundraiser, and actually all the live streams this go around have been fundraisers for Vermont Food Bank. I'm actually not even sure what we're up to at this point, but yeah, I just felt like it'd be a good thing to do to like raise money for Vermont Food Bank, and they're helping feed hungry people here in Vermont, and especially as the economic times are getting tougher and tougher right now. Oh wow, we're over $3,000. Thank you, you guys. It's hard because I can't look in YouTube and StreamYard, which is where I stream to all the places at once. So yeah, I'm sorry if I haven't said thank you to folks. I really do appreciate it. Actually, it does make a difference. And yeah, we're over $3,000 now for the live stream. That's exciting. And that's a cumulative live stream from like when we started on Sunday. Was Sir Porkington the one you found, and what happened to him? I have not found Sir Porkington. You should check the date on when that video where I did find Sir Porkington was released. That might give you some more information. But to answer Elizabeth Larson's question, you can actually just, if you click the donate button right in YouTube, that is the way to do it. It's not available in StreamYard or Facebook, but if you click it in YouTube, you can do it right there. Yeah, Kate, I think you might be right. Maybe 26 just is a little bit shy. And yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Lily K, AJ Groom, thank you. And thank you, Katrina, for calling that out. I really always appreciate it for that. And yes, like I was saying earlier, if you guys want good quail content, quail and rabbit, actually, Katrina is definitely the way to go. If the Goslings live stream, it won't. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been watching the live stream. She's popped in a couple of times to say hey to the Goslings, and so you get rare Allison live stream appearances if you actually watch them. No, Veil Cat, I cannot twerk, and nor will I try. I'm trying to catch up. By the way, in case you're wondering, I'm only at 8:30 in the question chat. So this is where when I say I fall behind, I fall behind. If you ever want to get your question asked, your best odds are to come in early and ask it, even right before the live stream starts. And if you put it in all caps, I'm more likely to see it. And so I apologize if I'm missing them. Yeah, my Twitch name it's just Goldshaw Farm. I'm like Goldshaw Farm pretty much everywhere. But yeah, Pirate Janish, you will find it right there. I'm gonna drop a link in the chat if you're curious. Oh, Francois, thank you for that too. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm actually, I saw you appreciate the French pronunciation. I'm actually trying to learn French a little bit. Like, I actually just Allison and I went away for the weekend, or not a weekend. We went for overnight up to Montreal last weekend. It was so much fun. I love going to Quebec. Quebec is, get across the border and get over to like Magog and or Stansted in less than an hour, about an hour. And so, yeah, I want to learn to speak French so I can go around Quebec and not. I feel so dumb when I'm like stumbling through horrible French that's even worse than my Spanish. And yeah. Adolescence was I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good show. And yet there are some themes in it and some ideas in it that when you connect that to what we're seeing in the greater world right now, I 100% agree with you, Danny. Please follow. You will get email notifications. You do. Sorry, I'm not sure. Also, if Morgan gets another 31 followers, then you get... Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know that. Thank you for the help, by the way, Tuxedo Jericho. I really appreciate that. So thank you. Kim, as far as my cattle breeds go, not even a question. I like the Highlands best. The Highlands are so docile. They're so chill. They're like, relatively easy to manage. I really like Highland cattle, and I'm very happy with them. Oh, you guys like the same? That's cool. I really appreciate that. It's really nice to see you guys say that. So thank you for that. That is very, very much appreciated. Yeah, this is such a dicey topic, and I get it. Like, because it can be so divisive. I know a lot of people actually consider me very political relative to like other farming and homestead content creators. I don't consider myself as such, but I also struggle where it's like the things that I care about and the values I have, like kind of how I see the world, like my worldview. There are aspects that hit topics that are exceptionally political and polarizing in our society. I think for me, the biggest thing is I want to try to get to a place where we can all like agree or disagree, just have more conversations and talk about stuff. And I feel like it's just keeps getting worse and worse on that front. But like the answer of like, well, just don't talk about it. I don't think that that's a great solution, because it's like, well, don't talk about things you care about. Don't talk about like the values you have. I think you do need to talk about that to a certain extent. But I respect your point of view too, early chat. I hear you. That's why I try to keep this channel not that political. And then the other channel, I do whatever the heck I want. Is kind of how I've split it out these days. Because I know folks were getting really mad at me for like anytime I would talk about that stuff. And I don't know. I get that a lot of folks watch my videos and like kind of hanging out here because it's sort of an escape from the ugliness of some of the world, and talking politics only gets you there. But I also feel like there's a certain culpability you have that you have to express your opinion too. All right. I'm going to keep going. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to, for Weasel, because I've seen this question asked several times now, I am going to try to do the count right now. And hang on, bear with me. It's getting so big that I can't just say, oh, it's 5, which was the starting number I had. So I started with 5 back in October of 2021. It was 5. Let's see. In May of 25, I have my 4 original cows, plus Amanda, plus her daughter, Baby B, plus the 2 first calves that I had, or at least the 2 first calves that are still here, plus Joey Ramone, plus my 3 Charlet, plus my 4 heifers from last year. Right? Yeah. Okay. Then plus right, 6 calves. Okay. All right. So that this all right, it's just scrap paper. So this is my total. This is the count. And so if I do the math, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 22. So I have my full head count is 22 head of cattle right now. I know, right? I agree. That's like Poochie. That's actually one of the things I've really enjoyed about Twitch is just how like diverse the audience interaction is. Much better than YouTube. 100% agree with that. I don't know, Texas Roast. I think there's going to be one more. I'm not giving up hope on Annabelle, but I'm not 100%. Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm changing the camera because Ginny is being so adorable right now. Wait. Ginny is like OD'd on catnip, and she's about to go down for a nap. Oh, she was doing something very, very cute. Now she's doing biscuits on the mat, and she's blissing out. Ginny is blissing out really hardcore right now. Oh, no, that doesn't make it any better. Hang on. Aw, Jin. I have never thanked Alfred for tricking me into getting goats, nor will I. And yes, Allison does love the pigs, but Allison doesn't take care of the pigs, and so, um, there is something to be said for the person who has to do the taking care of. And so, like I said, we will have pigs again. It's not a question of that. It's just, I really want, and honestly, Allison's in full support of this because she is very happy with some of the things I'm working on and planning to do, and so. Yeah, this is not a source of any marital strife whatsoever of the fact that we don't have pigs for 2025. Yeah, I do. So yes, I do mineral blocks for the cattle, and they're actually the selenium block because our soil in general is pretty selenium deficient. So yeah, that is what I typically do for all the cattle. They all have access to that. I don't know about that. Nope. Oh, Mike, yeah, that fence is pretty rough, and I'm going to have to replace that whole section this summer. Like, there's no question about it. I'm going to have to go in, cut out the existing fence, remove it, and put in new woven wire right there. It's I will not keep the cattle the same way for next year. I've tried an experiment. I had an idea. I'd seen other people do something similar. It's just not working for me, and so I'm going to change that up. Uh, that will be just it's like you don't know these things until you try them sometimes, and I tried it and it didn't work. But yeah, that fence is wicked ripped up. Actually the crazier part, and I think I showed it in that video, like there's so much fur because they just spent all winter like rubbing up against it over and over again. Anytime they had an itch, they would just rub, and like it's just such an accumulation of fur up there. Oh, thank you for saying that. So while I was talking earlier, and as my ADHD is in full swing this evening, um, the idea I had is like I'm actually gonna go inside the house, get the humidifier, bring it inside the brooder, and run it because I'm wondering if I actually like essentially like hot box that room with the humidity and like boost that. Will it make it less impactful when I open up the incubator tomorrow for any of the eggs that have not hatched yet? And so, yes, that was actually the idea I had. You might have seen me go, oh, wait, I got an idea. And I was like, oh, stay focused on the thing you're talking about. It was exactly that thought, Nolly. So thank you for reminding me. And so, yeah, that will be something I probably do. All right, guys, I have to sign off because I got to get up early, and but that does not mean the fun is going to end, and you guys can keep hanging out. I think this live stream, when I end it, is going to just redirect you to the next live. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's how it's going to work. If not, whether you're on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube, just go back to like my main page, and you'll see the next live stream start up within like I don't know 60 seconds or so. But I'm going to take a couple more questions here first. So not yet. I don't have enough animals for it to financially make sense to get a second bull. What I am planning on doing though is AI. So particularly Belle and Betty Rubble. And I love Betty Rubble so much. She's such a good calf or good heifer now at this point. They will not breed with Macho Man because they're his daughters. We've got 4 girls now that will also not breed with Macho Man. And so I'm going to actually try to figure out how to get like an AI situation going. And so that will be how I impregnate those cattle. Oh, Ginny's doing it again. Hold on, catch it. She is just blissing out. Oh, Jen, I love you, girl. Whoa. Wait, hold on. I gotta set this back down. All right. Two more questions. We're doing 2 more.
100%. And these are not questions, so these are just comments. So don't worry, they're not taking the question. Oh, thank you for that donation, Anonymous. I'm way behind, but we got Katrina watching it, so thank you, Katrina, too. But thank you, Anonymous. Yeah, I am actually really liking that. So like, I have so many like dumb ideas and thoughts while I'm working around the farm, and now I just jot them into my phone and then set them to post on Blue Sky. Like that's kind of how I do it, and I've been having so much fun with it. It's a totally different like medium and thing to talk about than making videos or doing live streams or anything like that. And yeah, I'm here for it. Okay. This is the second question. We have one more question after D's question. D's question, though, is a very, very good one that I wanted to talk about. So I do have my tractor and I do have pallet forks for my tractor. And so my plan is if my pumpkins get that big, actually not even if they get that big, as my pumpkins start to grow, the giant pumpkins that I'm growing, as they start to grow really big, or even just get to be like the size of like a decent sized pumpkin, I'm going to put them on pallets. And so that way I can just go into the hoop coop with the pallet forks and pick them up and like pull them out on the pallet. Because I agree with you, trying to slide something in after it's fully grown doesn't make any sense. And so if I put the pallet down though, I'll be able to, basically put the pumpkin and like let it continue to grow on the pallet, and then all I have to do is pick up the pallet. And so that will be how I keep it from breaking. And so that is an outstanding question, D. And yeah, I'm thinking ahead on that one because I think you're spot on that it is there. Oh, I'm doing a bonus Twitch question here. Don't they get squished by the mama goose anyway? They get a little squished, but like that's why again I'm not worried about the space in there because they're essentially under it and they can wiggle around. They have space. They're not like smothered. But at the same time, they're not running around for the first 2 or 3 days after they hatch. That's just not how goslings, chicks, ducklings, any of them hatch out. It is really hard to tell. The only breed that you can really tell the difference when it comes to goslings is the pilgrim, because the males end up being yellow and looking almost like an Emden goose, and the females are gray and they look like a pilgrim goose. All right. One more question. I'm looking for one last question. Maybe I'll do something. I don't know. I got to think about that. I got to figure out maybe I'll do like a short, like a YouTube short or an Instagram video or something like that. Yes, that's 100% right. What Katrina's saying, like that, I prefer the heat plates too, because you essentially can keep raising them as they get older, and that cools them off more and more, and it essentially hardens them off. It's great. The heat plates are wonderful. Yeah, you do need a minimum. I mean, honestly, I've actually found you don't. So I'm gonna. So and again, this is not quail, and maybe that's what you're referring to, but I'll speak to chickens and ducks and goslings. They can go. I've had them out there outside in the outdoor brooder at temps as low as 40 degrees. And as long as you have, say more than 5 of them, and as long as they have access to that brooder, and as long as they can like get huddled up and close underneath it, they do fine. So that's my experience with goslings, especially. They have no issues. Like, and that's why I guess that's the other thing too. It's about age. So like I wouldn't put them out there on a 40-degree night. Oh, Ginny just knocked over my light. Jen, you're causing chaos. You're doing so good all night, girl. Come on. They basically I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so like a day old gosling, like these goslings in the incubator, I would not take them out of that and then put them outside if it's going to be like 40 degrees tonight. But like that's why I'll keep them in that room for a couple of extra days, and then like by day 5 or day 6 is usually when I bring them out to the brooder, and at that point they can do just fine when it's like 40 degrees and they have the heat plate. So that's been my experience. All right, I'm looking for one last question. I know I'm going overtime, but this will be fun. And by the way, if you guys are showing up for more Gosling live stream, it'll switch over in just a minute. Yeah. I'm jumping ahead. I'm just looking for like a real good meaty question that I can make a good last one. Okay, goslings don't hurt each other like chickens, right? I remember chicken you lost from. I mean, yeah. So they will sometimes bully certain goslings, and they do have a pecking order like chickens, like ducks, like they, most poultry like that have pecking orders, but they're not nearly as vicious as chickens. Chickens are brutal. Chickens can get really nasty and really hurt each other. I've never seen, well, I've seen goslings or geese, even adult geese, like fight and pick on each other. The injuries are never very severe. I've never actually seen injuries. Honestly, the most common like goose on goose injury that you're going to see is much like ducks. You're going to see like feathers pulled out of the back of their head and neck on the females. And that's just because that's when they breed, they bite the neck, and that's just what happens. But yeah, they are not nearly as bad. So yeah, that is the final question. I am going to get inside and wind down and try to go to sleep because I got to get up at like 5:30 tomorrow. But what I will say is the fun is not over, because as you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, we've got more goslings hatching. I'm going to go get the next stream started right now. And if you guys want to join me over there, we'll be there. And I will be back on the next first Wednesday of June to have another farm meeting with you guys. And so with that, please bear with me while I do some computer stuff to switch streams. The last eggs, there we go. I know this is not a good way to sign off. I was hoping to be slick, but it's not even remotely slick at all. Here we go. All right, we're going to go live. Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry, I'm just coming over from the last live stream. I apologize. Hey, what's up, Assassin? I'm going live. Ooh. All right, I'm live on there. And now on the farm meeting live stream, I'll see you guys later, and I will see you on the other stream.